Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron for Millennium Dawn with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Ukraine. So as you can see, the date is 1st of January 2007, so I played about a half a year off camera, and I wanted to talk to you now a bit about what happened during that time. So let's start by the focuses. We have finished the professional army focus, giving us extra naval speed, and division attack, which is awesome. And then we went and we researched Naftogas and Ukrtat Nafta, boosting our production by quite a lot. We are now getting, 4.7 thousand fuel per day, meaning we are at a double of our starting value, which is pretty good, pretty good. But we are still unable to have the bombers and the Navy train at the same time, but we're gonna get there soon. I also started the Ruthenian steel just 1 day ago, actually on the 31st then it seems, and that is going to give us quite a lot of extra production of steel in Zakarpattia, after which we are going to go with Zaporozhye industrial plant, which will give us extra free, and I believe that's aluminum, but I'm not entirely sure. No, it's white metals. Okay, white metals, which could be in essence aluminum. I'm not entirely sure, but that could be it. Anyway, so that's as far as the focuses go. We're working on improving the trade. You can see that we are now getting 15 petroleum. Actually, we're extracting 25, but 10 are being exported to the market. And we also got a couple of technologies in excavation, so these are pretty good. I'm not sure if we can see some sort of... Oh yeah, we can see it here. Okay, we're getting 4 from Donbass, 5 from Siberia, 9 from Galicia, Volhynia, 2 from Crimea, and we are getting quite a lot of boosts. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, so that's 22.5% from excavation, 1 through 3, extra 5% from international bankers, and 1% from oligarchs. So pretty good. What we're lacking really is technology metals and precious metals. So we need to start importing those. But to get enough right now, we would need 8. And sorry. That was completely wrong. My brain froze there for a minute. What we would need to get these would be 3 factories, because we import them in factors of 8. Do you see how I just shortened that sentence to 8 because I left out all of the unimportant messages? No, actually, with the unimportant words including, we would need to import 16 of technology metals and 8 of precious metals, giving us that amount, but costing us 3 civilian factories. Wow, I really struggled to explain that. I apologize, that was horrible. Okay, anyway, we are now back to constructing civilian factories. As you can see here, we constructed the military factory. I'm gonna get to that soon, but we are now at 12. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this works, because I have a hankering feeling that we might count these biofuel refineries as part of the production for the taxation purposes. The reason for that is that once we had at a certain point 13 factories, then we have gained additional factory from the production of our investors. So that would be Germans. I think they built it in Crimea. And yet we are now down to 12, even though our stability has gone up. So I'm not sure how that actually works. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Nothing seems to show that it would count them, but I feel like it counts them. So yeah, but as you can see, we are getting 2 extra factories soon, plus we're constructing 2 extra factories here. So we will definitely get to 13 and maybe even 14 factories very soon. Once we will get to 15, I think I'm gonna just keep it there and focus more on producing military factories, but we're already doing that, so I'm not sure if that is that important. I might throw in more biofuel refineries though, because those will be important for us, and I don't think there is any more of it here. Nope. Okay. So that's pretty much it as far as that goes. Okay, technology-wise, we have finished a number of technologies. We got excavation 3, we're doing excavation 4 now instead. We finished construction 4 and we're doing advanced computing instead now, giving us extra boost to research. So we finished this one and this one, and now we're working on excavation 4, which will give us additional 7.5%, so we'll get to 30% boost in resources, which is good, for Ukraine. That is awesome. And we are soon going to get more of those. We actually finished the BTR, the new vehicle, I think it's called. Yeah, BTR 90 and the BTR 4. So we're producing both of these. This is where that extra military factory went. And instead we are now researching the ATGMs and the UAZ. But I think we already were researching the UAZ 41 and 42. But soon we're going to jump to BPM 97. BPM 97. That sounds like a code for a processor or something, not very much vehicle-like. Okay, so next the UAZ will be done, and then I guess Wi-Fi, it seems, and then the ATGM, and advanced computing, then Wi-Fi, then ATGM. Now we want, after we're done with the ATGMs, to research, where is it? The artillery. We're gonna skip the Peon and the Smerch. I'm gonna go with varied propellant charge, and then the SM, and I guess even the Tornado. I would actually focus on the Tornado. I think I mentioned that I'm confused what these are used for, and I found out the game actually allows you to research this, and depending on what you want to produce, you either fill your self-propelled artillery with these ones, or you can go one step forward and you use these ones. But it's additional 273 days, but the difference is staggering. The defense bonus is much higher, hard attack is the same, but also the armor is the same, but breakthrough is much higher, and soft attack is actually lower. So it's about the defense mostly, which would definitely help us, quite honestly. We have quite a lot of things that give us soft attack, but this defense, and it costs more, of course. Not that much, but more. So it's a question. I'm thinking for brevity, for now, we might actually just go with the classical self-propelled artillery and not the rocket artillery, but eventually we will switch to those. Let's check the next levels. Breakthrough is much higher. Okay, soft attack is still penalized, but defense is just massive. Hard attack is the same. Armor here is lowered, so yeah, maybe we're just gonna go with the regular and save, because we need to be compact with our research, so maybe we'll just keep on these. Okay, but once we finish the ATGM, we are going to go with the man pads, and after those are done, I'm gonna go with the mounted ATGM and self-propelled anti-air, because we need those. So that's as far as technology goes. I will now talk a bit about Ukraine. You can see we have the economic boom on. I wish I was to blame for that, but no, we had a positive event. So that gave us extra boost to our income. And once that happened, I decided that we're gonna reform the basic hospital care and universities. So we switched from higher education focus to free universal quality education. And that gave us additional experience gain. It gave us additional division organization, extra 4% of stability, extra 1% of construction, and 5% of research. Nice. Basic hospital subsidies. Wait, actually, I wanted to check the costing here too. Okay, that's pretty cheap, like 0.15 billion for that. That's not a big difference. Here is where it got very costly. We nearly doubled our costs for healthcare, but we got extra political power gain. We got 15 extra monthly population. We lowered the tax cost by 1 extra percent. Stability jumped to 10%, and the war penalty stability modifier is changed by 10% for both wars. Actually thinking we might go ahead and just jump one more step to free emergency treatment and then to basic universal healthcare. Because I'm a strong proponent of universal healthcare. The European model is, in my opinion, the best one. So going with that would be awesome. Though, I will not lie, quite honestly, these decisions cost us quite a lot. You can see that right now we are back to 1.55 billion per week. But it wasn't like that. Once I adopted it, we dropped to 1 billion. And jumping from basic universal healthcare to basic hospital subsidies to basic universal healthcare would add additional billion. So we could just about afford it and still remain in positives. But I don't think we're going to go with that. We'll keep it in mind. And as we continue lowering the debt and increasing our economy, I'm going to keep bumping it up. Maybe when we get to 2 billion again, I'll bump it to free emergency treatment, because our people deserve it, and this is something that they should have access to. But good news is that our debt ratio is now 53.6%, and the interest rate is 4.3%. And that is, well, we spent quite a lot, as you can see, on these two. That's 17 billion. We're going to spend additional 10 on this, and additional 10 on this, and we still managed to save money and repay a bit of debt. So that is awesome. So I'm going to unpause the game so that we start playing, and I want to speak a bit more about two things. I have reformed Artilleryska Brigada. This is what it looks like. The combat width is 38. Defense is awesome, soft attack is awesome, breakthrough is pretty good, but it's a mostly defensive unit. That's how I would like to compose them. And I made a little tweak to it. I put a light recon unit here instead of light infantry, giving us extra reconnaissance, because I think that artillery should actually have this, Quite honestly, that's what they should have. They should know where they are shooting. So just for roleplay reasons, we have the light recon there. I could add an additional unit here eventually. No, I actually couldn't. They're all too expensive. Okay, never mind. No, we could add an additional engineering battalion here, which would boost the defense, would it? What would you do? Add urban movement and attack, jungle movement, marsh movement, desert movement, amphibious attack. Defense on river, okay, so that would be valuable, but it would cost us 1? Okay, why? Didn't you say 25? Okay, I guess they changed this. If I added armored infantry, it would cost that, but infantry battalion I can add for 1 XP point. So I think we're going to do that. That boosts defense by 5.5, breakthrough by 2.5, hard attack to 7, soft attack, and it gives us quite a lot of extra bonuses. So let's do that. Oh no, sabotage. Well, you get some good events, you get some bad events. So that's additional boost to Artilleryska Brigada. Pretty damn good. And I also reformed Mechanizvana Brigada. And this one is at combat with 49. I wanted to fit smaller numbers, but I couldn't. As you can see, again, engineering battalion and heavy engineering company. Sure, engineering company and heavy engineering company to give us boost to fighting. We have the self-propelled artillery there, self-propelled air defense, and heavy mechanized recon company, and we have 8 of armored infantry and 2 tank battalions. So if this was completely equipped with everything that we have, the hard attack would be 507, soft attack 203, defense 421, and breakthrough 275. So this is probably going to be the core of our army, and hopefully the piercing units. They're also very fast. So, pretty good. Hardness is 58, which is also pretty good. I'm not happy with the combat width, but not much I can do with it. So, let's just, be happy with what we got. Now, I was considering adding something like armored recon instead, but then in the end I decided we're going to keep the engineering company there right now. So let me just deal with the sabotage and we'll unpause it, and I'm going to speak a bit more about the production. So with these changes, of course, we were pretty bad hit with the requirements. We were only upgrading our IFVs, and now we're actually missing over 1,100 of those, which is terrible. But, we're going to get to about, what, 3.5 per week. And I want to throw more factories into this because that's going to be important. So let's put it there. We don't really need the mounted ATGMs or the utility vehicles yet anyway. So we're going to throw more of them on here. The APCs, we have all of them upgraded at this point to the 1995 version. And these are just the new ones. So that's pretty good. We're doing good there, though the production will need to get up to 80%. Yeah, we're not going to get to 1 per day, but, well, to about 6 per week. You can also see the small arms are now missing over 9,000 of those, and the C4 I'm not even speaking about. So these need additional factories as well. Actually, I could probably go here like this. And of course these. But the good news is that the ATGMs are doing good. We're stockpiling them very well. And we're going to be stockpiling the manpads soon as well. So there will never be need for these. Once we start upgrading them, we'll have a ton of them in reserve. So that is pretty good. But the demand for military factories is just very, very, very damn high. One thing also that I want to mention about the game mechanics is that I think the revolution is broken. Because we are at 22% now with stability of the regime on 24, and the game is not doing anything. So while I'm saddened by this, there's nothing really I can do. I'm not sure what I could do here, so I'm just gonna keep going with the support campaigns, increasing the stability of the regime, and courting the local readers, because there's nothing I can do. Like, the revolution is not popping up. Actually, one thing that I could do is try to trigger it via console if I had any idea what that event is called or how to find it. I think the console is... yeah. I think there is a way how to trigger it, but I don't know how that would work. So if anyone knows, please let me know. And I think I could do that just because, it's the right thing to do. So I'm going to investigate that. But it's very likely that you guys will see this episode before I actually find my solution. So if anyone knows, let me know. It would be fun to have that happen because it's also the right thing to do anyway. Okay, we can get the convoy sailing. So let's get that. I have to mention that the production of our first destroyer is also almost finished. We're about a month and a half away, so I'm looking forward to getting new. And fuel is okay. Yeah, that's the production for you. We can see that we really desperately need to get more factories for this, at least 4 for these initial things, and I'm not even speaking about these guys. So that's it. And we're not done with the reforms, actually. What I want to do, and I think that I might actually do right now, is that we have these here, Artilleryskaya Brigada, same here, but we should have we have these guys, Zenitny Raketový Polk and Raketní Polk, Zenitny Raketní Polk, and I don't know what to do with these, quite honestly. I would either reform them, or we could turn them into something a bit different. Actually, that's the thing, we have these guys as recons. What is making them... is 17? Really the fastest that you can go? I thought that these cars would go faster. Create empty if we went with mobile battalions. Yeah, why are you... is it? Oh, is the engineering? Wow, okay. And remove you. Yeah. So we could maybe turn those pokes into something like that. And maybe I could put in... I guess the self-propelled artillery is gonna be pretty slow. Yeah, it's 17. Well, I'm not sure what to do with those pokes, because we can turn them into something else. Or we can just switch them to Artilleryska Brigada or something like that, because that seems like a better choice than what we're doing here. Not sure, really. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure. Anyway, BPM 97. Much like the Folk, this can carry 8 mean, but also carry HMGs on the top of them, used to lead convoys. Not a bad car, it's looking pretty damn sweet. Better than the Spartan, but I guess it reminds me actually of... Yeah, it has a machine gun on the top. Reliability is 99.5, damn. Damn. I actually think I forgot to mention that we adopted the KMDB also for armor, because that increases reliability, and that's something that we will really need. We should also start preparing for a full-scale military training, because a lot of our units would enjoy the training, so that's something that we should keep in mind. Okay, Ruthenian steel is going to come soon, but I think we can repay 3 billion here. Let's change the UAZ to UAZ 3132. It's 1985. I feel pretty good about this. Okay, we're back to 12 factories building those. And in about 80 days we're gonna get more. So, last topic for today's episode that I have is, what are we going to do with Ukraine? And I'm not entirely sure. I was expecting that, again, Russia would be way more aggressive. It can still happen, but quite honestly, with the situation in Zaporozhye and... Zaporozhye, I meant Donbass and Luhansk. Damn. And I really don't know what my brain is doing today. It just can't think right. I was thinking that we really should start getting more interventionist. And I mean this in the best possible way, though I know this is a huge meme, but we could start to export democracy into the world. I mean, there will be a couple of conflicts, like maybe the one in Mexico. There is the one in Ethiopia and Eritrea. There is the one in Democratic Republic of Congo, and there might be other conflicts around the world. And it could be kind of fun to make Ukraine into some sort of interventionist peacekeeping army, where we choose a site and try to help them if they get attacked, and sort of peacekeep around the world. Because I know that you guys want to see me attack Russia, but quite honestly, if we are horrified by the fact that Russia invaded Ukraine, I'm not gonna go around and invade Russia as Ukraine. That is just dumb. So it is something that I was considering, like, what could we do here that would be fun? And this seems like a good goal. Again, Russia will always be a looming threat, and I don't know what kind of events are scripted. They can come after us eventually, and I'm pretty sure that they will, especially with the update to the mod that has been done now. So we need to be ready for that. But until then, we can start trying to do some international missions and sort of help where we can. Okay, Zaporozhye industrial plants. Zaporozhye is an important industrial center in Ukraine. It is the capital of the Zaporozhye Oblast, home to ZAZ, and it is a hub for metallurgy and a major port city for the shipment of goods from the Donbass. So we're going to add some extra production there, because that's what we do. Now wait, are we able to court local leaders or do the support campaigns? No, we can't. Okay. Oh, the game would told me here, but strategic bombers. I'm gonna keep all of my political power for that. But let's check the interventionism. The local security. Okay, limited interventionism. Then there's the regional intervention. I think we could go with something like the global interventionism or maybe regional. I'm not sure. We'll see. But the global one would allow us to. But 600, damn. It's 1,200 just to get there. I think anything here would. Well, once we get to that, we will need to get to it thoroughly. Did we miss? Yeah, I think that. Yeah, we need to release the industrial complexes. Okay, getting almost 2 billion now. So I think repay the debt. 4.2. Yeah, we're doing good. We'll get to 300 something billion very soon. At which point, I mean, debt to GDP below 400 billion and below 50% is okay by me. So I think at that point we can start focusing more on reforming our military and so on. Should be pretty good like this one. But one thing that we need to keep in mind is that we are really operating on an economic boom here. And once this one goes away, we're gonna drop in tax revenue by 10%, meaning we will lose about 0.7 billion. So right now we would drop to about minus 5 billion. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like losing 3 billion if we drop from economic boom all the way to stable group. Damn. That is huge. Just dropping from here to here would drop us into pretty. No, actually it wouldn't. Wait, 1.9. No, it wouldn't. I'm reading that wrong. It would drop us to about 1 billion in surplus. So we need to keep that in mind. And an investment offer from Russia. Well, why not? I'm okay with that. Build me more factories, you bastards. You neighboring bastards. So I don't have to build them. Kind of interestingly though, if you look at our stats, we are now at 16.7 thousand GDP per capita. And that is about 4 times what the Ukraine actually has today. Actually, before the war, pre-war stats were roughly $3,500 per capita for Ukraine. So I actually read that today, and kind of sadly, Czech Republic is 10.5 million people. Ukraine had something like 44 million. It's about 8 times bigger than Czech Republic, but Czech Republic has more overall GDP than Ukraine. Ukraine was at about 200 billion, while Czech Republic was at 235 billion, I think. So that kind of speaks volumes about Ukraine. But on the other hand, the fact that they can actually put up this much of a fight against Russia and that they were able to reform their military into such a large fighting body is all the more amazing. Well, we have like 22,000 troops in active service. They had 10 times that. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about disparity of wages and so on, but still, you have to admit that is impressive. At least for me. Okay, and we are running out of fuel. So let's stop these drills so that we save a bit of it. Okay, that's making it much better. Yep, we are replenishing fuel now at a steady pace. Did we finish that? Yeah, we finished that ship. Let's check it out. Gonna go here as well, and yeah, let's crack down on them, and let's call you. Where are you? Here. I always forget where you do that. Spite of Putin. Last time we had a helicopter operator, now we're gonna have a destroyer. Pretty good. Happy. Okay, so our stability is 25%. Well, it's not going the right direction. And the chances of revolt is sky high. Germany wants to build us a civilian industry, sure. I'm okay with that. We do have the money anyway, so that's 4 crazy factories. Well, actually 3, because one of those were already constructed. Yeah, we're up to 13, and I'm pretty sure that once these 2 are done, and with the extra 3 that we are building right now, we're gonna get to 15. So that is great. I think our economy is on the right way now. We just have to trigger this one, because that's going to be fun. And not fun in the haha way, it's going to be fun in the oh my god, what is happening way. Yeah. I had to figure out how to trigger that event. I don't know what's it. I know you triggered by using the numbers, but I'm not sure what that number is. And there's no chance I can lower this to reasonable amount anytime soon anyway. That's just that is just not the right thing. Okay, we could spend some. Yeah, we'll need 1%. Heavy aircraft research 21%. Yeah, that is not good. Partial draft. Mandatory service, huh? Increases. What would the volunteer be like? And what was the amount of population that we can have? We have nearly 500,000 manpower, which is way more than we had before. Actually, that's the free manpower. We have 220. Wow, 221,000. So our army is actually about the size of what it was before at the end of the previous playthrough. Well, you know, reaching 2007, so it's not such a weird thing. And hey, manpads are being stockpiled now. Good on us. Wi-Fi will be done soon, ATGMs and advanced computing. So I'm going to end this episode once we got all of these free technologies researched and chose an adequate substitute. Okay, advanced computing was done. Let's get the terminal attack controllers. Highly trained ground personnel embedded with frontline units direct aviation assets onto targets, greatly increasing their lethality and effectiveness. Extra ground support. Well, that's something I can enjoy. Now that the computing done, we can't really go ahead here. Would I dare to go with the machine learning? No, I don't think that's the humanoid robots. I really think we ought to deal with these encryption and decryption. There's nothing here either. No, you know what? I actually want to do this. Wanted to do it for a long time because we need to have the fuel. If we want to get eventually, you know, strong enough to face whoever comes after us, we need to have enough fuel to power our units. Okay, we should have enough to pay for this. 15th of May. Jeremy Corbyn wins big in upset. Labour Party achieved the seemingly impossible, defeating the sitting government single-handedly. Oh, actually, that's one thing that I wanted to mention. England triggered the Article 50 and they're gonna be leaving EU soon. So, yeah, that's a very historical, but surprising that it's going so historical. I'm not sure if I'm even making sense here, but yeah, it is what's happening. Okay, and we are slowly running out of things that we can get. Closer ties with the West, closer ties with the EU. Let's get the rocket program of Ukraine first. Events or decisions. Okay, that extra factory is going to be finished very soon. So let's see if that's going to do something. Yeah, 14! Damn, game. That is amazing. Okay, so we might even look at like 16, at which point I'm going to start importing things. Because we really need those. Okay, 1420 APCs need to be upgraded. We're missing 1085 IFVs, but the production is at almost 2.5 per week. So we're looking at something like 2 years before we have them all, unless we actually get an extra factor at that. We're missing about 7,400 small arms, 2,800 command equipment. That is just awful. And the ATGMs and manpads are being supplied. Oh, collapsing housing prices. Oh no, as the prices of houses and apartments have went through the roof, especially in the last year, people have taken out larger and larger loans to afford housing, while speculators have invested heavily in property, also using loan money. Right now this is coming to an end fast. The prices are dropping and people are trying to sell like there is no tomorrow. Many less fortunate will be stuck with huge loans they can't repay. As people are cursing both Mykola Borisov and the Ukrainian Central Bank for causing this, we must make a public statement on how we intend to handle this crisis fast. We will flood the system with cheap money. Or this is painful, but housing prices had to come down. Okay, let's flood the system with money. Hey, actually we dropped just to fast growth. Okay, it's not that bad. What's the income right now? 1.6, yeah. Okay, we're still stable. Not sure what the voodoo economics that was written there though is. It looked a bit like we got a trade somewhere that I'm not aware of. Okay, here goes the Wi-Fi. So actually the Wi-Fi can be switched to manpads, and the ATGM will be switched to mounted ATGM. That way we can do stuff. Actually we could research the varied propellant charge instead and start working on the artillery. No, but we need this one. Mounted ATGM 2005. Heavier anti-tank guided missile systems have longer ranges and larger missile payloads. As such, the increased weight makes them unsuitable for being carried around. They therefore are mounted on vehicles. They utilize high explosive warheads specifically designed to attack heavily armored vehicles. This generation of ATGMs are fire and forget, using an electro-optical image seeker. They employ tandem charge missiles to defeat modern ERA armor and often are top attack variants which attacks the weakest part of the enemy armor. So how big of a difference that is to the previous version? Okay, 1 extra hard attack, 1 extra defense, 1 extra piercing, and a bit more reliability. That's not a big thing though. I'm not gonna lie, that's not a big thing, but okay, whatever we need those. It's not something that I can deal with. Okay, ATGMs will need 2,000 upgraded, and we're producing 5.38 per week. So at maximum efficiency we're gonna be producing about 18 per week. Let's call it 20, so we get about 100 days. So let's say a year, half a year until we can resupply all of our units, and that also means that we will have, we have 1,500 in reserve, and we'll have that too. So we have about 3,000 in reserve. Pretty cool. We can even maybe cancel that after a while and just move that factory to airpoints or something that we will need more. Okay, anyway. This episode has gone long enough. Thank you very much for joining me. Now see you in the next episode with more Ukraine.